What's going on, guys? I just wanted to throw this video together because I saw a post on Reddit the other day about gun show finds, and I've been going to gun shows for as long as I can remember, and I never find good deals on pretty much anything. If you go a lot, it's mostly just a bunch of junk or overpriced stuff or weird FUD crap. I finally, this past year, got what I consider to be a really good deal on something, and that was this gun right here, which is an original KD date code HK USP. And you'll notice this one's in 40 Smith & Wesson because that's the only caliber they made initially before they expanded the lineup down the road. And I got this one for $400. Now, it didn't come the way that you're looking, but it did have a lot of stuff with it, and I'm going to show you how it came. So when I picked it up, it had the ambi controls already on it, that ambi selector. I know there's like 10 variants of the trigger. I'm not sure if this was ever a factory option or not, or if the previous owner just put that on there. And then it also came with these Mepro Light, I believe, True Dot adjustable target sights on there, which are super nice, kind of like suppressor height sights, which is convenient because I threw an RCM barrel in this thing and put my Silencer Co. Octane 45K on it to shoot it suppressed, because this thing is a total tank of a pistol. I figured it had to do that. It did come obviously with the original barrel, and you can see this thing definitely got some use over the years. But I still have this. It's, still going to shoot fine. The rifling is good. These original USPs, actually, if you look in there, did not have the polygonal rifling. They had traditional rifling in these when they first came out. Another thing that these original USPs had, which is kind of annoying just as a convenience thing, is they came with these uncaptured recoil spring assemblies. So one of the things I did for this one, just because it's so old and in unknown condition and I intended on shooting it suppressed, was I put on a brand new, from a USP Tactical, recoil assembly. So that'll assist with shooting suppressed, which I've posted some videos on the channel. But it also, it's much easier to reassemble because you don't have to try to fight with the uncaptured guide rod. The next thing that I did with this, besides putting the RCM barrel in, was get a GG&G adapter so that I could put this, old Streamlight TLR1 I had kicking around on here on this thing. They do now make, the dude Tito Jones on Reddit, I think it's Defender Co., makes a Surefire MR09 replica mount, and that gets this gap a lot closer to the handguard. You can see that's not really that usable. It's more of a novelty, if anything. Those mounts are almost $300 if I recall correctly, and it's just not something that I'm willing to spend when I only paid $400 for the gun itself, right? Yeah, so I also got the jet funnel extended magazine kind of, this is an OEM option. It gives you access to these, at least for 40 Smith & Wesson. They are 16 round magazines, and they fit in there really, really nicely. And that's in comparison to, the USP Compact, and granted this one's 9mm. These are 13+1 guns. So it is a lot bigger with the full size, and I have another HK coming. That's even smaller than this one, but it's not what you think. So this is kind of the big chungus of the group. On top of that, we did just a very basic kind of trigger polish. I have one of the nickel sear springs coming. They're compatible with all HK Hammerfire pistols, and that's supposed to clean up the break a fairly decent amount. But in single action, it's not the worst thing ever. It's not the best. It's clearly like a combat trigger, I would like to do the match trigger on this, but this being an original KD date code has, I believe it's a one-piece catch or latch. One of the fire control kind of pieces needs to be replaced on top of just getting the match trigger kit, or at least that was my understanding based on the forums, and I actually talked to somebody from HK about it. So it requires a frame modification as well, apparently. So I have to do some more research, but not really worth it for me right now to do that. I also considered the LEM conversion, more specifically for the compact, but I went and tried one in person, and I know it's one of those things, some people either love it or hate it. I don't think that that's for me. So the way that this is now is a pretty good standing for a $400 budget gun plus, a little bit of parts to make it what I consider a pretty cool kind of bedside gun. And with the can, it looks really cool. I'm not allowed to do this on camera anymore, apparently. Albeit a bit unwieldy. But yeah, I just wanted to show this off because it's the first time I got a good deal on something at a gun show, I think basically ever. So the USP tactical that we have at home, more or less, there it is.